Lieutenant James T. Kirk, Paul Wesley, and Lieutenant Spock, Ethan Peck, will meet for the first time in Star Trek, Strange New Worlds Season 2, and the show's stars are excited to explore the beginnings of that iconic friendship. While Kirk and Spock have become synonymous with Star Trek, the prime timeline has yet to explore the earliest days of their relationship. There is something about the dynamic between these two very different characters that captivates audiences and has endured for decades. It seems the actors behind Kirk and Spock are just as excited as the fans to explore how the characters' friendship began. At the press junket for Strange New Worlds Season 2, Screen Rant took part in a roundtable interview with Paul Wesley and Ethan Peck. The actors answered questions about the upcoming season and discussed the budding friendship between Kirk and Spock. When asked why Kirk feels drawn to Spock, here's what Paul Wesley had to say. Obviously, it's the genesis. It's still the beginning of this friendship that we all know so well. But I think what's great is that they don't know what their friendship is going to be yet. They don't know. They really don't know what it is about one another that is alluring or intriguing. And I wanted to portray a little bit of that hint of intrigue, but it's subconscious. You don't really understand why Kirk is drawn to this guy and why he finds him compelling. There are few pairs as well known and beloved as Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock, and Star Trek, Strange New Worlds Season 2 now has the opportunity of telling the story of their introduction. Though the trailers for Strange New Worlds Season 2 have not shown any clips from their first meeting, Kirk and Spock will both have a lot to do over the course of the season, and some of those missions will likely bring the two together. In Strange New Worlds Season 1, Spock struggled to reconcile his human and Vulcan sides, and the young Lieutenant Kirk could prove to be an influence on him, despite their apparent differences. While audiences know how close Kirk and Spock will become, the characters themselves don't know what their friendship is going to be yet, as Paul Wesley points out. As the two have very different personalities and ways of thinking, they will likely clash about some things. Ethan Peck seemed to confirm this when he said that the adversarial component of their relationships was what he was most excited to explore. Kirk and Spock have many exciting adventures ahead of them, but Star Trek, Strange New Worlds will examine why the two came together in the first place.